And welcome back, everyone. It's now time for another edition of the Sunday Sit Down. And this guy isn't a guest, he is family. We're talking about Dr. Paul Bryant, athletic director and now vice president as well of Alabama A&M. First of all, congratulations on that. I know you've already been doing the work, but how does it feel to add that extra time?
You know, it's great. You know, I appreciate Dr. Williams and the Board of Trustees for actually bestowing that title on me. And it has been tremendous for me, and it's just going to help me in my career.
Indeed. Look, it has been a wonderful last 6 months for Alabama A&M, not only the university, but the athletic department. Not saying that you have to kind of just stick it out and say, oh, this is that one period, but what are you most proud of about the advances that athletics has made in the last 6 months?
I think the mentality and what the student athletes have gone through, they've gone from really surviving to thriving now. And so that is the one thing that I like and I love seeing my student athletes do. They are thriving in this environment, and that's what I love the most.
Of course, a number of coaches have been very busy, receiving awards and doing some great things. We'll go ladies first.
Okay.
Coach Dawn Thornton, best season ever on the Division I level for Alabama A&M during their tenure. And then after that, she wins a number of awards, ESPN 97.7 Coach of the Year for women's basketball. She gets honored at Essence Fest, also honored by the WNBA. When you just take a look at what she's doing off the court, clearly it kind of almost transcends what can happen on the court with her.
Absolutely. It started on the court. And so that platform she had on the court allowed her to have these outside awards. And you know what? She has really flourished. We knew that. I knew that. When hiring her, we knew that this could be bigger than her just being the women's basketball coach. We knew she could create a brand for herself and the team, and she has done that, and has done it at a very exceptional level.
Now, of course, she has a connection with L'Oreal. That's why she was able to go to Essence Fest. I got a chance to see her up close and personal. Do you think you might be able to get some L'Oreal products for your female student athletes?
I would love to do that. But you know what? Again, it starts with the connection. She has that connection, so now we're able to tap into that a little bit more.
Let's talk about the other basketball team, Coach Dante Jackson, who will now be working under you for the third time. First time at Stillman, then second time at Grambling, now here at Alabama A&M. He is putting together a pretty solid roster. What do you think about the work that he's been doing these last couple of months?
But this is something that I've known. I've known Dante Jackson since he was a senior in college. And so watching him matriculate from actually playing to assistant coaching to head coaching, this is he's had success at every level. So bringing him on here on the Hill, I knew that he would put together a great roster, and we're going to see some exciting basketball. And you're going to see something that we haven't seen. You're going to see high quality talent on the Hill.
Awesome. I know the official schedule has not been put out just yet, but I did see that a trip to Indiana is in place, basically. What kind of experience is that going to be, especially for you, a guy from the Midwest who knows all about IU hoops?
Yeah, it's going to be great. You know, he has those connections. He has so many connections across the country. So connecting with the IU coaches and having us there, we're not going to just go there and play. We're going to go there to win. And I'm going to tell you, that's the mentality of our student athletes now compared to what we had before. And not despairing anything. It's just the mindset is different. And that's what I know that Dante is bringing to the table for our student athletes on the basketball team.
Of course, you hired Sam Shea to be your new football coach. We'll talk about football in just a few moments. I want to talk about some other things that have happened during the summer. Let's first of all start off with the results of SWAC spring meetings down in Destin, Florida. Pretty sure that was good. Good views that you had once you got outside the meetings. But, you know, the entire SWAC opting into the House settlement. Now that you've had some time to really see what's happened from it, how do you feel about the conference moving forward, especially since Dr. McClellan said the SWAC was one of really the first mid-major D1s to make that full decision?
Yeah, we were one of the first. And again, it's a testament to his leadership. So us opting in as a conference, we're better together, we're stronger together. And you're going to see a lot of things that happen in our conference that hasn't happened ever in the SWAC. And so us opting in, it was something that we needed to do. And it's time to do right by our student athletes, and that's what we're doing.
And moving over to SWAC Football Media Day, one of the biggest announcements was the creation of SWAC TV.
Absolutely.
45 football games will be on the schedule for this upcoming year. You might see a familiar face on there from time to time,
Yes.
calling a number of games. It was a 3-4 year process, but now that it's here, how do you feel this is going to enhance the product for the conference?
Yes, this is something that, again, when you look at the strategic plan that Commissioner McClellan has given and has done for us, this was part of the plan. And so this SWAC TV is going to be a game changer for the entire conference. If you kind of pair it with the SEC TV, they started off like this, and now they're their own network.
Correct.
And that's what I see for SWAC TV, something bigger and better, and the monetary value that we're going to receive from that is going to be tremendous. And so it's exciting. It's exciting. I know we had our Bulldog All Access. It's not going away. What it's doing is just enhancing it, because now we're able to tap in and get more viewers with our Bulldog All Access.
So I would not be a great journalist if I didn't follow up on that. We talk about Bulldogs All Access. So you're saying that's not going away like several other SWAC schools have, but will the money generated be improved because of that? Because clearly we don't want to talk about losses when it comes to finances in the SWAC.
No, at all. So one of the things that's happening is, I said viewers. So now we were primarily in a regional. Now we're going to go national, and we're able to tap into those dollars, and those dollars will come back to the institution. So it's going to be a win-win for us. Not only will we see national recognition or viewers, now we're going to receive some other dollars as well.
Awesome. All right, we talked about football just a tad bit, but now let's talk about it a lot. Coach Sam Shade, he's getting so much work done, not just on the campus, but across the state from a recruiting standpoint. He's a Birmingham guy, so he's excited to be at SWAC Football Media Day because he's very familiar with the Magic City Classic.
Yes.
What have you liked the most about what Coach Shade has brought to the forefront on the Hill?
I think the biggest thing for me is not only his staff, but the attitude of making sure that all student athletes buy in. They truly have bought in to what he is bringing to the Hill. And I've been out to several practices, been to several meetings, and to see the attention to detail, that's something that is really, really noteworthy for our student athletes. They're paying attention to detail, and they have bought into Coach Sam Shade. But you look at all his staff, all of his staff has either played at the highest level, played in the NFL, and then coach in the NFL or coach at the highest level, all but one. And I have to say this story. We have a Coach Mai. His son was, as they all talked about their accolades, Coach Mai was the only one that didn't play in the NFL, and his son told him, "You're an underachiever."
Hey, Coach Meyer, we still do
We love
you, buddy.
you. We love you, Coach Meyer.
we still do. Hey, look, speaking of football, of course, a lot of big things coming up, including Fan Day coming up in just a few weeks. Break it down. What are folks going to see when they come on the Hill for Fan Day?
So Fan Day is of course, is during our football spring game or fall game, our maroon and white. But they're going to meet all the teams, all of our teams. All 17 of our teams are going to be there. Cheerleaders, everyone will be there, so to mingle with the community. And so we need you to come out and support, because it is going to be a fan day. So come out and support.
Indeed, indeed. And of course, we have to get into the season, the first game at the University of Arkansas.
Yes.
We understand that situation, third straight year playing an SEC team. But there are always good things that come out of it, like Carson Vincent showing off what he can do against a higher level, and now he's playing for the Baltimore Ravens. When you kind of just take a look at the opportunity to play another SEC team, what do you get the most out of that?
So, of course, one of the things we don't want to get out is injuries. So one of the things we do, we get to learn where we are. All of our young men think that they can play at the highest level. Now you're going to be able to compete and really show, like a Carson Vincent, show that he can play at that level. And so another thing that we're going to get out of it is exposure. So we're trying to expose this institution, this football program to the world, and we're going to be able to do that when we go to Arkansas.
Also happening on that day, it'll be the debut of a very new voice for football with Ty Floyd becoming the play-by-play voice for Bulldogs football. Clearly, you've known Ty for a number of years. She's been doing a lot of things in the SID department under Bryant Howard. Groundbreaking situation as she makes history. Just go into what do you think you're going to get out of your new play-by-play voice?
I met Ty a few years ago, and she was doing a fantastic job. Wanted to get her on the Hill as a graduate assistant, and she has really transcended that position. And listening to her goals, we believe in, if you have a goal to do something, you can do it here. You know, you can start here and go anywhere. And so she has come on the Hill, and that was a passion of hers. She truly understands the game. She's been around it her whole life. Her father played at the highest level.
Correct.
And so she has really gotten in and studied the team. So she's going to provide some insights that nobody has. But I know she's going to do a fantastic job. It's a shame that she is the first, but there has to be a first.
Absolutely.
And so we're happy that she's going to be the first here on the Hill.
Speaking of folks behind the scene, I just mentioned Brian Howard. I cannot go without talking about the great work he and his department did. Of course, they were Sports Information Staff of the Year in the Southwestern Athletic Conference, and now he'll be the top SID as well when it comes to decision-making in the conference. Another guy you've been knowing for a number of years. Let's just talk about the work that Mr. Howard has been doing.
You know what? Back to back. You know, Magic Johnson said back to back. So SID of the Year, and he's one of the best in the business. And so him being here on the Hill and him getting that award just shows exactly the quality of staff that we have on the Hill. Brian, again, I think where he's going to be is beyond what we can imagine. And I can see him doing some great things. I just don't want him taking my job yet, but he's going to be an AD. But I do know how wonderful he is, and the work speaks for itself. And then his entire department, Aaliyah, and then all of our student workers, I mean, they have really made a big difference in what we do on the Hill.
Indeed, indeed. Now, the first time we'll see the football team in action on the Hill will be the Lewis Cruz Classic. You'll get a chance to play Alcorn, a team that Alabama A&M has not played since before the pandemic.
Correct.
It'll be a non-conference game, but at the same time, it'll be the next game for Coach Shade and company. But of course, there are so many things going around Lewis Cruz that I know you want to just let the folks know.
Yeah, so we have the Hill Project that goes on. That's us partnering with some of the local high schools here. And then the breakfast, the coach's breakfast. We ask that you come out to the coach's breakfast. If you really want to hear Coach Shade talk about what's going to happen, you need to be at that coach's breakfast. We're going to have a silent auction. It's just a fun-filled event. And then the game. We're going to have, we're playing Alcorn. And Alcorn, they owed us this game because of the forfeit and COVID. And, they've been champions on that side. So now we're going to see exactly how we measure up to the former champions. And I think we're going to be okay.
Indeed. A couple more questions. Of course, following that, you'll head to Nashville.
Yes.
To take on Tennessee State in a game that many fans who are either from the area or are very connected with those two HBCUs, the other HBCU being Tennessee State. Legacy Classic.
Yes.
You've been working on this for a long time. Maybe not since day one, but probably since the first couple of months.
Probably did.
How did this come together? And then on top of the fact, it's a 4-year deal to make it all happen. How excited are you to see it? And then, of course, how did you make it all happen?
Yeah, so this has been, it may not have been day one, but it sure was day 2 that I've been working on getting this game because I know what the rivalry was. And I wanted to instill that rivalry again into what we're doing now. And so work with their AD. Again, it was my labor of love to really make that happen, but was able to get them to buy in and call it the Legacy Series because it is both schools have great legacies. And so now, I didn't want to do it 2 years. Wanted to do a minimum of 4. And so we're looking beyond that as well. But we're going to create this classic that is going to be something that we do annually, and we have a sponsor, a title sponsor, and we're happy. Follett,
Okay.
they're going to sponsor this series, and we're excited about it. So we just started something, and then we're hoping that it grows to be something large.
Indeed. Clearly, homecoming on the Hill happening the second week of October. Of course, this university is celebrating 150 years,
Yes.
which means that this may be the biggest homecoming ever for Alabama A&M University. I know it's still out there, but it's closer than what most folks think.
It is.
When you're just looking down, like, okay, this to happen. What are some of the things you want to get checked off as far as what goes down for the greatness of Alabama A&M that week?
I think really honoring and celebrating our history. We were founded by a gentleman that was sold on the grounds of Alabama A&M, and then he came back and created the institution. And I think celebrating his legacy for 150 years, and some thought that we wouldn't be around this long, and not, again, I use the word thriving, we're thriving now. And so it's going to be a great day, homecoming. Again, aside from the football, that's what I'm most concerned with. Everything else that's going around, it may be the biggest, the largest homecoming. And if you haven't received your season tickets and you haven't received your parking, then it's going to be tough. It's going to be tough. That day, we're expecting to exceed 60, 70,000 on the Hill.
Nice. That means that you got to get up bright and early to check that out. For sure. Because it's also 2 p.m. kickoff. So.
It is. And one of the things that I like to say is we're not doing business the way we used to. If you don't get there early, you're going to be late, and you just can't pull up at the games anymore. You really have to come, enjoy the tailgate, enjoy the festivities that we have. You just can't pull up to the game and think you're going to get in immediately.
Right.
You may not get in, and that's the culture that we have created. And I think the winning culture, and that's what it is. And I think you have someone like Dr. Wims who's leading it, and that's what he likes to see.
He does.
He wants to see progress and success, and I can assure you, things should be safe on the Hill as well.
Indeed. Look, I got one thing to talk about that we have not talked about since the big announcement. Magic City Classic, continuing between Alabama A&M and Alabama State, but new title sponsor in Amazon.
Yes.
I'll never forget just getting the email saying, hey, it's about to be the Amazon and Magic City Classic, brought to you by Coca-Cola. Clearly changes, for the better. Yep. And considering the fact we got a big old Amazon plant right here in Huntsville. Yeah. Clearly, you had to be a part of that decision-making process. So how did that all go down?
When, again, you bring two entities together. This Magic City Classic is really Alabama A&M's and Alabama State's. So what we decide is what will happen. And so bringing us all together, trying to figure it out, our third-party vendor, they went out and got what we needed. And that was a title sponsor like Amazon. And they have done a tremendous job at really showcasing what they can do for our Magic City Classic. And so it's going to be a great event. It's always a great event. I personally think it's the best classic out there. But when you have someone, again, like the AD at Alabama State, he and I are friends, and we talk about these things and try to make things better.
And he knows about Huntsville.
He does know. He just happened to be from here. Hey, you know what I kid him about? Love it. Jason Cable, Dr. Jason Cable. His parents went to Alabama A&M.
Correct. Correct. So imagine what happens when A&M gets the upper hand. He's got to hear not just from his friends, but his family, his immediate family.
Right. But they always sit on his side, and I'm fine with that. But he knows where the blood is. The blood is on the Hill.
Indeed. You mentioned On the Hill, so we'll wrap things up with that. Another season of On the Hill happening right here on Fox 54. You're one of the hosts. You'll see Ty Floyd and various other folks. I'm grateful for the partnership, first and foremost, but from what we've seen, how do you feel that you'll be able to kind of elevate the product this year?
Yeah, On the Hill Live, I appreciate the partnership. And what it's done has put us live on linear TV. And that's something that we hadn't had until last year. And I think what we're about to do, about to elevate that show. And we're going to bring people on the show to really showcase the community and showcase some of the successes on the Hill that's come from the Hill. So again, I say that, start here, go anywhere. That's going to be our mantra for our guests that come on the Hill this season.
Awesome. Dr. Bryant, we appreciate you always coming through. But before we go, the floor is yours. Let them folks know about those season tickets.
So listen, I'm going to tell you, if you want to be a part of Alabama A&M athletics, coming to any game, you need to get your season tickets. Right now, there's a Greek challenge to get season tickets. If the winner of the whichever Divine Nine, they sell 100 or more tickets, they get the opportunity to stay in my box for homecoming. That is something that you want, I promise you. But go to AAMUsports.com and get your season tickets because you don't want to miss out what's about to happen this year.
All right, the challenge is out, and clearly we'll run this video over and over and over again until homecoming rolls around. Once again, we want to thank Dr. Paul Bryant, Athletic Director from Alabama A&M, for joining us here on another edition of the Sunday Sit Down. We'll be right back with more here on Fox 54.
Go Bulldogs.